be careful for what you wish for, because I know that especially around kind of the end of last year and the lawsuits, a lot of speculation was on, okay, are we going to get rid of TTY in foreign language? And there was a lot of kind of consternation because some plans were like, yes, get rid of it. And some were like, no, we need that. We get a 5 on that consistently.
Hmm.
And I will
Hmm.
say, back when I was at a plan, a good friend of mine was like, these are measures you never fail. You know when they're calling you, you know who they are when they do call you, because no one's like, I'm calling on behalf of my dad and has this weird medication no one's ever heard of, and will he hit catastrophic? Like, no one's asking those questions at CMS. But now I'm thinking, like, well, okay, it's not only that we got rid of potentially that one measure that gave a lot of consternation to the industry, but it's a lot of measures that plans specifically have a lot of control over, to your point, Nate. So when I was reading this for the first time, I'm thinking, one, obviously there's a reason CMS doesn't do anything for their own health. These measures existed at one point for a reason. Does CMS still wanna know about these things? Is
Yeah,
was my first question. I'm like, "And where are they gonna wanna know about these things in? Like, is this moved to, like, a plan audit kinda structure? Is this like that plan readiness checklist?" I see you shaking your head, Nate, so where
for
do you think they
sure.
going?
I mean, there's lots of places they can stick it where they're still essential for plan operations, right? And plans are still held accountable for these things. Um, the
Yeah.
two that you named are great places,
I mean, appeals, like, we that's kind of a big deal, especially
right?
around all this prior authorization, kind of in the news. Like, appeals still be important, but where are they going?
Yeah,
Maybe where VBIT is going, hopefully not. Um,
right.
that was a little
Well,
on
and
the
the
nose.
HRA, right? Thinking about, okay, well, what if the HRA isn't the star measure anymore? Well, it's embedded in
Yeah,
every part of the organization. It's part of the model of care. Like it's
exactly.
still required. So these are still things that health plans are going to have to focus on and report on somewhere.
Exactly. We just decouple that from kind of this performance pay structure, which is star ratings.
Yeah,
Um,
it's. Can I say one more thing though?
yes.
So, I think, and we'll save this for another podcast, I believe, but I think there are some hefty arguments to be made about whether or not the appeals measures are within the control of a health plan.
Mm,
I think there are a lot of health plans that would say, um, hey, it should be well within our control, and it should hinge on whether or not we are following the rules and making the best decisions for members with the gold standard of clinical guidance. And I think there are a lot of health plans who
mm.
have a lot of evidence that maybe that is really not how that is getting administered when things go to the IRE. So more on that to come, but it's a
Yeah.
discussion we got to have.